Hey everyone, welcome to WitchSlapped. This is the SurrealEstate after show brought to you by Popwire. My name is Roel,
I'm Dani.
and happy Wednesday, everyone.
Happy Wednesday.
How are you doing, Danny?
I'm great. How are
Good,
you?
good. Okay, so I realized the first episode we recorded for SurrealEstate on WitchSlapped, we did introductions and I introduced myself and then I moved on. So Danny, I do apologize. Can you introduce
No,
yourselves to
that's
the
okay.
viewers and tell them a little bit about yourself?
Sure. What do I say? I've been with Popwire for how long now? A year?
I think it's been
Or
more than
2 years?
that.
It's been 2 years. Oh my
Yeah.
God. 2 years this month.
Really? Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't realize.
Um, Wait, I'm forgetting now. Yeah, 2 years this month.
Yeah.
And I absolutely love it. It's been a pleasure working with you and the rest of the Popwire crew.
Oh,
Uh, My 9 to 5 is at a research facility at one of the California universities, and I've been doing that for 6 years, and I love it. I get to work with plants. I'm in like plant cell bio, plant molecular bio kind of stuff, and yeah.
she's smart, y'all. She's smart. Daddy has a birthday or had a birthday on
Yes.
Monday. Happy birthday, Daddy! Oh my
Thank
God.
you.
Oh, you're so much appreciated. We love you. Thank you for everything that you've done for Popwire and everything that's to come on Popwire. And since it's your
Yeah.
birthday episode or whichever, we are gonna drink something, which we've been
Yes,
wanting
we
to do
are.
for a while. So what do you got? What do you got?
I have some gray whale gin.
Okay, okay,
What do you have?
okay. I have Star Blue Vodka
All right.
or Largo Bay Coconut Rum.
Ooh.
I'm not going to do both, but I'm going to mix it up and then I'm going to put it under the computer and then
Okay.
I'm going to put one in each hand and then Danny, you're going to pick a hand and whatever it lands on. That's what I'm going to drink. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So my right hand or left hand?
Left.
I knew you were going to say left. Okay. So this is my left hand.
The rum, isn't
So,
it?
how did you know? How
I
did
saw
you
the
know it's
label.
the you what?
I saw the label. I mean, I used my psychic powers.
Okay. So I'm going to open it up.
Okay.
And do I need to shake it? I don't know how.
I don't think so. You shouldn't have
Okay.
to.
Okay. Ready.
Cheers.
Birthday. Cheers.
I don't normally shoot gin. That's not very pleasant.
Oh. Ooh. Okay. This is good. Oh my gosh.
Is it?
Did you do anything special for your birthday or do you have anything planned for like a party or whichever you're doing?
I'm actually I've kept it very low key this year. Over the weekend, I spent a lot of time with my wife because she's overseas. She, lives in England. So we had some really good FaceTime, watched some scary movies, had she bought me like a birthday lunch, and so that was really fun. And then on my actual birthday, I had dinner with my older sister Rachel and her partner Mitch at my favorite sushi restaurant.
Oh, a lot. I'm obsessed with sushi.
Me too. If you ever come, I have to take you to my favorite.
Yeah, we were gonna go that one time,
I
remember?
know.
I'm
I
so sorry.
know. Okay.
But I have a question. So your wife is English?
Yes.
Does she have an accent and everything?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yes,
sexy.
it's very hot.
Okay. So I have been waiting to hear the story. Your
Oh, the
Coco
story.
story. So
Yes. Okay.
take it away. I'm so excited to hear it.
Okay. So I had to contact my younger sister to get her details about this because my memory is a little wonky. But she basically confirmed everything that I remembered, which is just even scarier. But many years ago when I was about 10 and a half, 11 years old, and in the sixth grade. My sister and I, we shared a room. Her name's Ashley, and she is just 2 years younger than I am. So she would have been like, I don't know, 8 or 9. And we had bunk beds in our bedroom. And I was sleeping on the top bunk. She was sleeping on the bottom. And just as I was falling asleep, I hear her from the bottom bunk saying, "Sissy, are you awake?" And I kind of like wake up and I was like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Will you sleep with me?" And which was a normal thing. Like we shared a bed a lot. And so I was like, "Okay." And she's like, "Yeah, I just want you to sleep with me." And I'm like, "Okay." So I go down there and there's like a ladder. So I climb down the ladder, I crawl into bed with her, and I'm up against the wall. She's on the edge. And she tells me that the reason why she wanted me to sleep with her is because there was this figure standing right up against our bunk bed, staring at me. So she was like, she was afraid for me. And the way that she described it was a very tall, thin, like man, kind of. She couldn't really tell because the person didn't have any distinguishable like facial features, but they were wearing like a black like trench coat or something. And she said like he was wearing like what looked like a hat. And and I didn't see it, but she was like really scared, which made me really scared. And that's about all I remember from that. We never really spoke about it until I was listening to like a paranormal podcast, and this podcast was talking about it's one of those creepy pasta myths that's like an internet myth called the Slender Man, and it sounded really similar to that. The only difference is like he's wearing something different. He's wearing a hat and a trench coat rather than like a business suit with a tie. And but it made that memory pop up, and I was like, oh my god, I forgot about that. And yeah, so I did a little bit of digging. I looked up Slender Man, and again, it didn't really fit that description. And then that took me to like something called shadow people, which I guess a lot of people with like sleep paralysis will see this. And if you guys remember, I spoke about my own sleep paralysis a couple episodes ago. And still, it didn't really match it. But then, then that led me to this weird folklore about a figure called Hat Man.
Batman.
And Hat Man, like wearing a hat. Yeah. And that fits it to a T. Black trench coat, no facial features, just sort of a blank face, and wearing like a fedora or something like that. And that's what I remember her describing was like a rimmed hat. Um, like it's one of those things where it's like, was a child's imagination seeing something just, something that the shadows kind of created?
Mm.
Or was it like this creepy Hat Man entity? And from what I read, though, is that the Hat Man isn't like evil or malicious or whatever. He just watches and observes. And that's kind of, I guess that's what this thing did, because it didn't do anything to me or my sister. He was just standing up against the bunk bed watching me sleep.
I mean, even if it wasn't as like that sounds creepy in itself. Like a man
I
watching young girls sleep. That's creepy.
I know.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I still like when I think about it, it's still just it gives me the creeps.
Mm.
Yeah. Um,
Does she remember it vividly? I don't remember if you
no,
said.
yeah, she did. When I started talking about it, she was like, "Oh yeah," and I started asking her questions because I didn't want to like feed her any information. I was like, "What do you remember from that night?" So she
Yes.
started telling me, and she was describing exactly what I remember, and I was like, "Oh yeah, okay,
Wow.
yeah,
That's creepy. That's
I
scary.
know." What's going on?
Okay, so that light,
Yeah,
that red fiery light,
yeah.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, what is happening?
Oh my gosh, wait, what's going on? Okay, so that light, that flick, the red glowing light, it is attached to um so it's part of a Bluetooth thing. It also has a
Yeah.
speaker, and it like just a few seconds ago, well, not like maybe 30 seconds ago, it says Bluetooth connected and it started playing music. And then what you heard was Bluetooth disconnected.
Yeah.
It was playing like some, but the remote is right here.
Oh my God.
Um, and I never reached for it. I was like,
No, I heard something and then I saw you like looking around. I was like, what?
no, okay, yeah. So I don't have another remote under me, but this remote was just here. Okay, and I'm gonna prove to you that this is the remote for it. So I'm gonna turn it off
Okay.
and turn it back on. So this is the remote for it, and it's been here. It's been here. I don't even know that song. What?
I don't,
Oh my God, hold on. Wait, that was how do I stop the music?
what song is it playing?
It's playing some like his like Latin music. Wait. How do I stop it? Okay, I'm so sorry, guys. I don't know what's going on.
No, it's okay. I feel like we might be witnessing some supernatural
Wait,
activity.
wait, my candle's turned off.
Oh yeah.
And the remote is here.
What?
Okay, see, this is wait, what's going on? Okay, so these two
Yeah.
remotes were like
I'm like sweating right now because I'm scared.
I don't know what's going on. Wait, was it off the whole was the candle
No,
I don't even remember, but
the candles were on.
they were on.
They were, yeah. Right? No, they were.
When they turned off, but I had them on for sure. I know.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so weird. Okay,
Yeah. Okay.
that was really trippy.
Whew,
That's never
yeah.
happened. Okay, because we have recorded a lot, and I've used this a lot.
Yeah.
You know, the red thing, and that's never happened before.
No. I
See?
think I'm just gonna apologize in advance if you happen to see the Hat Man tonight.
Stop! I have to work tomorrow. Oh my God. It like traveled through the screen and into my
Oh my God.
okay. Or it could be my grandma. So it
Oh yeah, it could be grandma.
could be grandma. But yeah, I don't know. Okay. Halloween was yesterday. And okay, don't judge me, but hey Siri, turn on the tree. Okay. It's my tree.
Oh my God, already.
Okay. Yeah. So it's November 1st.
Mhm.
I have my tree up. Don't judge.
See, I'm one of those people that will keep my Halloween decorations up until probably Thanksgiving-ish.
Hmm.
Like they stay up for a while.
Okay, let me turn off the tree. Siri, turn off the tree. Okay. If that thing turns on by itself, I'm gonna freak out.
Yeah, you should probably run.
Okay, so we are going to be talking to a special fan. So let's invite her on right now. All right, so we have a very special guest, Lisa B. We are, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to meet you. Tell us a little bit about you.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Lisa B, as they said. I'm here in Michigan. I'm 57, and I am a freelance writer and a social media person, too. I'm a social media coordinator for a performing arts high school.
Oh wow.
So I work from home. And SurrealEstate, how do I say this? When I first saw the first show of season one, fell in love with it. I am an HGTV junkie.
Mm.
So I thought this goes right in that vein, and it just the spookiness, the Luke Tingle mojo type of thing, all in my will. That's all me. Love it. So I love that, SYFY brought it back.
You've kind of answered like what drew you to the show. What are your thoughts about second season?
I'm loving it. They've really expanded. Well, obviously they've had the time to expand on this. Because at the ending, the season finale for season 1, when we got to see a bit more about August and Phil with their backstories while they were kind of indisposed, we got to meet Augie's wife, deceased wife, and we got to see, a bit about Phil. So I like that. I like that we've already seen some of Susan's power. So we know her powers are growing. And I also think that Luke's mojo is there. He's just got to learn to tap into it because it always came to him. Now he has to learn to tap into it. And I think if he took some time and, no offense, got his head out of his ass, talk to maybe, I think August could actually help him plug into that next frequency if he talked to somebody else besides himself. That is fresh. I'm so frustrated with Luke right now.
Oh, so am I.
Lisa, I have to ask you, so last week's episode, I need your thoughts on the whole Susan thing.
First of all, you spend all this money in a house and it eats you. What the hell? Oh my gosh. I'm like, I knew that something was going to happen with that funky Alexa, that HAL system. And that might be beyond you guys. HAL from Space Odyssey, 2001 Space Odyssey. The computer was called HAL. And it basically took over everything. So that's why I get the HAL. But yeah, I knew something was up with that. And at first, I actually thought that maybe the Alexa system was kind of poisoning her mind a little bit, because Susan went after Luke like, woo! But I thought, you know what? Luke had all that coming. So that wasn't anything new. But the way, if you look at Susan's mannerisms, she's still the great, fun-loving gal, but she's getting a bit of an edge now. Luke has pushed her. Luke is like, you got to take over. And she took over, and now he doesn't know how to delegate. He knows how to tell Zoe what to do or August what to do, but he doesn't know how to delegate in a manner to let his coworkers do their job.
Yeah, I
sorry,
totally
that might have been a little bit longer answer than what you wanted, Dani.
No, that was great.
I love it. Oh my God, I love you. You're so hilarious.
Luke is definitely a bit of a micromanager, right? And as soon as he saw that Susan was really bringing herself into this and kind of taking the lead on some stuff, he did not like that at all.
Right, but he put her in that role.
He did.
He put her there. She didn't want it. You have to go back to season 1 to see that. She didn't want it. Well, when season 2 opens, she's there, and doing it successfully. I think that's what the problem is. It's not her taking over. It's her doing it successfully, because she's closing left and right. But when you say I'm closed, that's it. Basically, you got a check in your hand. So she is successfully running and closing homes. And Luke doesn't like that because he's never had to share. It's kind of like, I'm taking my ball and going home. So that's basically what we have. And I think, well, now Susan's in the house someplace, we don't know, but I think it's getting to that point where either Phil or August or hell, Zoe are basically going to say, look, because Zoe's been on his ass and he's just blowing her off. I expected him to take her under his wing to show some of the ropes. Rita did that. And that's going to end up, she's going to try and poach Zoe. We know that.
Yep.
That set that up perfectly. And unfortunately, that's being set up because Luke isn't paying attention. He's all into Luke, and not in a good way, unfortunately, this time.
I'm curious to know what are your hopes for the rest of this season?
I love Zoe's chutzpah. She's out there. Her moxie. She doesn't play. She doesn't. She's blunt. I love that. But she's new. And I've worked for several real estate agents, so I know which hell she's in. It's like you just don't throw them out there. He's like, oh, I'm sending you on your first case. Like, dude, last week license, this week clients. I mean, it's a show, and I know we don't get that backstory, but it's like, we saw what happened. She wasn't getting anywhere. Who told her how to get there? Rita. So I think for the rest of the season, I think we will see Zoe progress. And unfortunately, we're going to see Luke stand still. That's where we are right now. I think we're going to see by the end of the show. Susan will be back. I'm pretty sure, but I also think that the mojo thing, I think that's going to come back. That will be played back into, because that was part of the big draw for season 1. Yeah, he lost it, but again, I think it's just a frequency thing. He has to learn how to tap into it. You know, although I realize some of the ghosts that we've seen so far have had enough energy to make themselves visible, but that's not always the case.
Yeah. I think it's going to take Luke being accepting of his team's help. Like, you have Augie creating these different technologies for him to use, and he's not using them. You know, like he's going to actually have to reach out and lean on other people, and maybe that's when he'll be able to hone in on that skill again.
Right. Well, too, because he hasn't. I mean, he asked August for help with the paranormal entity, but not to accept what has happened to him. So, August is giving him, literally, he's giving him almost like a phone or a walkie-talkie to the paranormal, and Luke is like, okay, whatever. And Luke is so used to relying on himself, he's not thinking of these items, and it's like he's going to get himself hurt or killed. Well, not killed, but you know what I mean, because of you're so used to doing it this way, and you can't do it that way anymore.
Yeah. So this is more about like Halloween.
Sure.
So according to the Samhain, the ancient Celtic Samhain belief, as we approach Halloween, or Samhain, as some people might call it, the veil between the living world and the dead world it's thinning, right? And it's the thinnest Halloween. So my question to you is, if there was one person who has passed on that you could speak with, who would that be and why?
Well, I think, just thinking quickly off the quick top of my head, it would probably be my grandparents. I'm an only grandchild. And my parents divorced when I was about 2 or 3, and my mom moved back home. So my grandparents, when my mom was working during the day, my grandparents raised me. I was at home with my grandparents. And I had them all the way up until like 20 years ago. When I say I grew up with my grandparents, I mean all the way. So yeah, and I miss them greatly. So it would be my grandparents, even just to say, hey, how are you doing? Yeah. Is the afterlife okay for you? Like, there's nothing I can do, but just to know that they're okay. They went in such a way that, yeah, just to know that they're okay. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe a song or two from Prince and David Bowie.
Oh, yes.
Those two, oh my God, they hurt so bad. Tina Turner. That hurt. That hurt.
Do you believe in the afterlife? I'm hoping that there is life after death.
Yes.
Okay.
Have I had any experiences?
Oh.
Yeah. Pretty definite. I mean, and then if you weren't there, you wouldn't, it's not like say, oh, there's a ghost right there. No, I was going up the steps, and mind you, I trip and fall a lot with my illness, but going up the stairs, carpeted stairs, thank goodness. And I don't know what happened. I almost fell backwards down the flight of stairs. I kid you not, as I was about to fall, something or someone pushed me forward.
Wow.
And I ended up right on the floor of the landing. Yeah, because I was coming up the last step. I guess I didn't have my right foot firmly on the step, and I missed, and I was falling back, and I felt something push me up the stairs.
Oh,
wow, that is amazing.
And
wow, you lucky girl. You got a guardian angels.
And this was maybe,
I am like, all of my hair.
Not even 15 years ago, 20 years 15. Ago, yeah.
Wow.
In my former home. Yeah. And I clear as bell, and it was during the daytime. No one at home but me. Pushed me right up the stairs. So I'm like, thank you. I'm like, thank you.
Okay.
Because that would have been, that would have been damage.
Oh my gosh.
I can sense when there are other beings in a room other than myself. I feel it.
Yes.
So yes, and yes, I am empathic. I have a bit of empath in me. We all do.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I was gonna say you sound like you're like hypersensitive to those things.
Very, very aware.
Well, hey, Lisa, thank you so much for joining us. We are
Yes.
definitely going to have you back again. I already
Oh
know
yeah.
we're at least going to have you on after the finale because I want to hear your thoughts on the whole season so far and what your hopes are for season 3. So we'll definitely have you back on.
Thank you guys so much. This is amazing.
I will put Lisa's social media accounts on the screen, so be sure to follow her. She's fantastic. She's awesome.
Love
And
you guys.
yeah, so until next time, we'll see you later.
Thank you.
Hi,
Bye. Take
Lisa.
care. See you guys.
You.
Oh, she was so sweet, wasn't she?
I love Lisa. She is amazing.
All right, so now we're going to get into Surreal Estate episode 205, which is titled Art and Science. And Dani, can you read us what the episode is about and who is it from?
Luke must separate the artist from the art when a client's home refuses to let her leave. August revisits his old workplace to find the past doesn't always move on. This episode was written by Thomas Pepper, directed by John Batcher, and the music is by Spencer Creative.
Yes, yes, yes. What were your two? There's a lot of, and you had mentioned, you had texted me when we were watching this, like you love this. This was a really good episode.
This episode was very deep. Like there was some really beautiful, profound things said in this episode, and I got emotional like a couple times. Yeah, I think my two favorite parts, if I only pick two, I loved the part after Augie did sort of that virtual reality thing with the was Astrid. So,
So Asdra is the name of the
so
company.
Astra,
Yeah.
yes. And he came out of it and what he said, and I wrote it down because I loved it so much. He said, there are no answers, only deeper, more wonderful questions. The best we can do is stop worrying about death and focus on life and living. And I just think that's so beautiful. It's such a beautiful sentiment.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, especially when this show is so much about it is so much about death, right? And I think us as human beings, death is something that's very scary and ominous, and it can hurt. And we get so caught up in like what we are meant to do in a lifetime, like the working, the making money, like, all those things. But there's so much that can be lost if you're not enjoying the journey. Yeah, I just love that.
Mm. And what I loved about Augie is like, he reconnected from someone from his past. And I just love the dynamic with
Yeah.
I just loved her character. So her name is Rochelle Decker, played
Mhm.
by Joy Tanner, and she works at Asdra, which is where the August used to work at. And Asdra, as she describes, is they have the most modern and prolific defense and technology development agency in the North America. So his job was like pretty cool. I'm wondering, I'm not sure if they explained why he left or if they left on good terms, but you could just see the chemistry between the two.
Totally. Yeah.
And I really enjoyed her character. I want to see her again. I did see a connection, and even at the end, after what you had mentioned when he saw what he saw, which by the way, him with the stuff, it looks like he was in a music video.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Um, but Rochelle says she wants August to come back. She says,
Yeah.
back to Astra, come back to me. And I'm like, oh,
It's sweet.
what I do like that is that she knows that is Astra, they don't really do like paranormal stuff, right? But August,
No,
he did something to the program. He configured it so that he would be able to talk to the other side. So it was Project Erebuster, which is what it was called, and August says it was a mistake. An arrogant young man is shaking his fist at darkness. And then Rochelle says, you took an algorithm that was designed to retrieve information and you modified it to gather data from the other side.
Mhm.
And she says that it's back and it's asking for you. So that's when he went inside and did the whole thing. And then at the end, after they rode off on the motorcycle, he had that extra helmet. I was like, oh, and
Yeah,
and she knew Augie's wife, and she said, I'm sorry for your loss. But oh gosh, I kind of want August and Rochelle in a relationship.
oh yeah, I'm shipping them all the way.
The chemistry was
Rochelle is obviously very intelligent, just like Augie, and I love the way she kind of like challenged him and even like one-upped him at
Yeah.
one point when they were like writing out code or something on that board.
I like that part.
Yeah, it was cute. I really like them together.
Mhm. What else? I'm curious. What else did you like about this episode?
So yeah, that scene with Augie and his
Oh, and he was riding a motorcycle. Oh yeah, never mind. Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
I know that was such a surprise when I saw the motorcycle pull up and I saw like the little crucifix on it. I was like, must be Father Phil.
Right. Oh my gosh, I love it.
I was
Yeah.
like,
Oh my gosh, badass. I love
he's
it.
such a badass. Like, I think this episode for me solidified the fact that he is my favorite character.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he really is. But yeah, the second thing that like made me really emotional in this episode was when Luke was with Aurora and they made the discovery that the ghost that was haunting Aurora and possessing her was Scarlet, and which was the wife of the previous owner who was also an artist. And it turns out that she was also an artist, but she had to sort of suppress her artistry and stay behind her husband so that he could have his fame. And she like was there to sort of help not Scarlet. She was there to help Aurora find herself and like remind her that she does matter and that she is not small. She is this like powerful woman with a gift. And I just thought that was so beautiful. And then, at the end, Aurora sort of helped Scarlet get her own power back. I just thought that was so cool. And that seems to be like a common theme in this season, especially is like the power of women. Mm-hmm. And I just shows like that really, really feed my soul.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Aurora, by the way, is played by Rhiannon Morgan. She was excellent. And I gotta say, this episode, and it's directed by John Vatcher. I think it might have been one of the scariest. I loved it.
Yeah,
and
the possession
it's
scene.
from there were, when she got pushed back and then like pulled up to the wall, and then all these tools or stuff kept flying at them, and then it was so dark and eerie, and I loved it. Oh my god,
it was really good.
It was really
the suspense was like, it was beautiful. It was perfect.
Yeah, more of that, please. More of that, please. Okay, and then we have to talk about Susan.
Yes,
because that's a big thing. So in the beginning of the episode, Luke says that he reached out to her because she did no show at the event that she organized, which I think, if I remember correctly, Luke had signed her up to organize. Luke had volunteered Susan up to organize, and she no showed for her event. So Luke reached out to her, and I guess he got a reply saying that she's fine and she's just taking a leave of absence. And if we all remember, she got sucked into the house. Or my favorite thing is like,
yeah,
yes. And then like, I think everyone knows that whatever messages he's getting, it's obviously from the house, right? So like, yeah. And then at the end, Luke gets this letter, this special delivery of a letter. And then it's from Susan. And
Right.
it says, I'm gonna read it. So it says, "Dear Luke, my time at the Roman agency has been interesting and fulfilling. Change is seldom easy, but there comes a time when change is necessary. I find that time is now. Thank the team for their assistance and friendship, and thank you for the opportunity. Please consider this my resignation from the Roman agency, effective immediately. Susan, Ireland." And, at the very end of the episode, we see Luke sending her messages like, "No, you can't resign. We need you. Come back." And then, Susan is replying to him. It's like, "Oh, toodles, no. And
Mhm.
then we see that it's the freaking house that's doing it.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are your thoughts on that?
I I'm mostly concerned for Susan because I'm just like, where is she? She's somehow maybe in like another dimension or something within the house. Um, but for as long as she is, I say she, but the house, for as long as the house is speaking for her and pushing everyone away, it's clearly isolating her, right? So no one comes looking. And I'm just hoping that someone from the Roman agency, I have a feeling it's probably going to be Zoe. Someone's going to need to do some sort of welfare check on her.
Yes.
And hopefully they find out that this house is nuts and it's like taking over her life.
I don't know when they'll eventually find out that something bad has happened. Hopefully we even get to see her, wherever she's at, just to know that she's okay. I know
Yeah.
we did hear her voice in this episode, but I just want to see her in,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. If we do get to see her, I imagine we're going to see her like fighting the house somehow. She's badass like
Yes.
that, like she's not going to just sit there quietly.
Mhm. So we're gonna pick this is a new thing that we're gonna do.
Okay.
We're gonna pick our performer of the week. And I think, Dani, I know who you're gonna say, but I'm gonna start. So
Okay.
August, Maurice Wint, he's my performer of the week. And I love that he got more screen time this episode. And we got more of his backstory. We got to see where he worked before the Roman agency. And as I was watching this episode, I was like, oh wow, he has a very distinct voice. And I could just listen to him for hours, just reading anything. Even people
Yeah,
say,
right.
listen to him reading the phone book, or he has a really soothing voice. I really like it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I really liked Maurice Wint in this episode, and I hope he gets more screen time throughout the rest of this season. And I hope we get to see more of him with Rochelle.
All
Yeah.
right. If you're going to choose him, because that would
You
have
can
been
choose
my,
the same.
yeah, no, I feel like I need to pick another person. And I'm going to pick the person who played Aurora. What was her name?
Her name is Rhiannon Morgan.
Rhiannon Morgan. She was amazing. Like those possession scenes, holy crap. It was really scary. But yeah, no, I thought she was great all the way through. Like between the possession stuff, but then also just like the sort of more somber scenes where she was like with her paintings or talking with Luke. Yeah, she was great.
Mhm. Yeah, the creepy part for me was like when Luke was like looking around for her and she was facing the wall.
Oh my God, I know.
That kind of reminded me of the Blair Witch Project at the end. I don't know if you ever saw that,
I
but
have, but I don't remember the ending.
oh no, the ending was
So long
basically
ago.
like one of them was just facing the wall and that was it. But that was creepy. And yeah, this whole episode was amazing. So
Yeah, it was good.
yeah, big congrats to Thomas Pepper, John Vatcher, Spencer Crean, everyone, the writing team, the directing team. It was one of my, I know I said episode 2 is my favorite, and then this episode, Art and Science, is one of my favorites as well. And not only because of the scary stuff, but because of August and what is her name? Rochelle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So those were our performers of the week. And now I'm starting to feel it. I'm starting to feel
Really?
tipping. My head is like, oh, oh. I'm starting to get the Asian flush, is what they say.
I can't tell.
You can't tell?
No.
Okay, good, because I have this like it's blurry so that you can't really see. So now we are going to play for you the captions of the week. So we have sent in a photo, like always, of this episode to social media, and we're going to play our favorite captions that you have submitted right now.
Fly so high, I'm hypnotized. What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through. Flying, get on board. We're smiling on top of the world.
Okay, yes, those were really good.
Okay.
Yes, Suzanne Taylor, she's killing it. She has sent in, we've used her like her quotes, her captions every single time that
Yeah.
yeah, she's really good. um I feel it.
Really?
What did you drink again? You're not
Really
feeling
hot.
anything? What did you have for to drink, Dani?
A shot of gin.
Oh, okay.
I am feeling it though. Like I feel very warm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But for our next recording, guys, I think we're going to drink a little bit more because we're going to be recording 2 in a row. So that'll be fun. We should do an episode where we're just like lit.
And we
Yeah.
invite all of you to also drink with us. That would be
Yes.
fun.
Yes. Yeah, so hit us up on our socials. It's been appearing throughout this video. We'll also link it in the description below. And also be sure to follow Dani. Her socials have been appearing throughout this video as well. Okay, I think that was it. We had a good episode, huh?
Yeah. This was
is
really
fun.
fun.
Oh, oh my gosh, wait. So if I'm feeling it right now. It was just okay. I rarely drink too. So this was, oh my God, this is about to cut off. So let's do the outro.
Okay, hurry, you do it. Go, go, go.
Okay, bye everybody. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.
See ya.
You should do the outro. You do the intro for the last week's episode. You should do the outro for this one.
Okay. What do
Just
I say?
make something up.
Oh. I can't. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us for. Why are you laughing?
I don't know. Sorry.
Oh my God. Let me start over.
Okay.
Thank you for joining us for WitchSlapped. Making a face. I can't do
I'm not
it.
making a face. I'm just like super like.